So I made this video a week ago and I just haven't been able to upload it. So I have to make this little blurb because the Halloween event just came out and it is fire, but I still stand by this video and I'm just needing everyone to know, hey, I agree. The Halloween event is fire. Yeah, that's all I got. Here we go. Here's the video. What's shaking, everyone? Welcome back to another video. And I've been having this idea to make this video for a while, but just didn't feel like it was the right time. But recently, with the past event where it was like bags were sold out and armor was constantly sold out, I felt like it was the right time. This event wasn't the greatest. I know they're testing stuff during times when they're doing events, but like it was really not fun. 99% of the player base was just miserable. And I was talking to them while streaming, right? They were just not having fun. They just gave up for the weekend because they couldn't buy anything. And then top 1%ers, it was like, it doesn't bother me because I have a bunch of armor anyways, and bags. I don't care if I have to pay an extra 40,000 on top of what they're usually worth. So it didn't really feel like the best event. So in this video, I want to tell you about some of the events that I've been thinking about and to get your actually 2 cents in this. Now, I don't think that these are all home runs or anything, but I do have 4 ideas, 2 of them pretty fleshed out, 2 of them just kind of there. And I think they would be a lot of fun to try out. And the first one I'm probably the most excited for, and I think the whole community could get behind this one. An event where you're limited to only bring a loadout worth a certain amount of rubles into every raid. Of course, key cards, keys, key tools, and docs cases don't count, but everything else does. Think about trying to balance your armor, your gun build, what meds to bring. This would be a super interesting meta for a weekend, and it would open up a lot of doors for people to think outside the box. Now, how much would the limit be? This is something that I haven't fleshed out. I'm not sure. Also, how are items calculated for price? Is it buying price? If so, what about items that are barter only and don't have a buy price? Is it the selling price that we do to the traders? I'm not sure. This is the part where I'm kind of a little just like I'm not sure how to do this, but again, I think this would be a really fun idea. I just think this idea would really bring back the feeling of like wipe, and how in just the weekend there'd be a new meta, right? Like Friday everyone would be trying to figure out what the best loadout is. Saturday everyone's like, oh, it's it's PS ammo 762. No, it's this. People would be trying to figure out, say, this 400,000 ruble limit loadout. And it would be just so interesting to see on a weekend what people are using within the confines of this limit. Also, a really cool twist to this idea is you'd be able to equip whatever you find in raid. So let's say you find a slick and a cache, or you take down the boss and his guards, or you take down some raiders. While you're in raid, you can equip whatever you find in there. So you might have now an upper hand on other players, but you actually had to do some work to get there instead of, say, just loading in with the best of the best because you have this unlimited amount of rubles. The issue with this whole idea also, other than say what the cap would be and how we would calculate it, is the lore. BSG really likes to give some sort of lore to these events, and I totally get that. And I can't really figure out a lore aspect to this one, but if you know or have an idea of what the lore could be to this one, please put it in the comments below. I don't know. I think this idea is really something worth trying. And the biggest thing I like about it is it feels very inclusive for the whole player base instead of, say, the 1%ers are, reigning supreme in this event. I feel like this is really inclusive with 100% of the player base. And I really do feel like 100% of the player base would really like to get behind this one and at least try it. So my next idea came from the event that we had in the past called the dehydration event, or whatever it was called. If you guys remember earlier in the year, they said that Tarkov was really hot. So every time you went into raid, you dehydrated a lot quicker, and also drinks were very limited. I just think they missed a really big opportunity with this one, with incentivizing maybe playing night raids. So say you played a night raid, you don't dehydrate as fast, it's normal. And now you're getting more people to play night raids, which, to be honest, not many people do. And I think it's just a totally different game at night. I think it's very unique, and it's a really cool ambiance for the game. but there isn't much of a reason to play these night raids unless you have a task or you're trying to find a more empty lobby. And the reason it's more empty is because not many people play it. So what I would like to do is have an event where you can only play night raids. The lore behind it would be something like scavs have overrun the daytime and they're everywhere. There's like triple the amount. So it's too dangerous to do missions during the day. So we can only deploy at night. Again, not every idea is fleshed out. And if you have a better lore idea, again, put it in the comments below. And same thing with this idea I have on how I want everyone to have the option of buying night vision. Right now, you do need skier level 2 and peacekeeper level 2 to just get your basic night vision. And I want everyone to be able to have night vision during this event. Again, inclusivity is something that makes these events a lot more fun. So if everyone could get at least basic night vision for a decent price, I think more people would be open-minded to at least trying this out. So now, how do we get everyone a night vision and it's somewhat cheap, right? So my first thought was to get those level 2 skier ones and peacekeeper ones. So the PNV 10s, make them cheaper and available even from level 1 skier and level 1 peacekeeper, all the pieces, but then you still need to buy a helmet for those. Okay, so those are off the table really right now. Okay, so then let's make the Armacite N15s and the head strap that they go on, let's make those cheap. And then I thought about people buying a shit ton of these and after the event selling them for a profit. So, okay, now we're back to square one, but let's say we take those N15s, the head strap, and let's say we sell them for what you can sell them back to peacekeeper or skier and you know, make that the price. So even if you buy a crap ton of them, you just break even. So right now, if you sell them back to a trader, you get a roughly around 40 to 45,000 for both pieces. I think this is fairly reasonable. You don't need a helmet for these, like I said, because you already have the head strap, and 40 to 45,000 isn't the most money right now later on in the wipe, but it's still a good chunk, I will say that. So this is kind of where I'm stuck on the idea, and I would like to get some of your help, because I think a night only raid event would be kind of fun just to change things up, and it would be really cool, especially around Halloween time. And maybe you do make it so that cultists always spawn 100% of the time. So if you do want to run into them, you know, to go to customs and shoreline, say, or if you don't want to run into them, you just stay away from woods, customs, and shoreline. There's always been this idea between the community that there should only be one time in Tarkov. Instead of a day and a night, why not have only one time zone, so that like if you want to do raids, sometimes you're stuck with going in at night. And why not try this to see what people think of these night raids, and if they'd be more willing to try this one time zone thing for, you know, say a wipe. My third event idea, I had to actually go ask my boy Jesse Kazam if this happened, because I feel like it did, but there was a little variation of it where, if you remember a while ago, you couldn't actually equip a secure container, but I don't want that. I want you to be able to equip your secure container, but I don't want you to be able to put anything inside of it. Now, this has been something that some of the community has been asking for, and some of the community hates this idea, but the idea is, when you're inside of a raid, you can't put anything inside of your secure container. You can only take things out. Now, what this would do, of course, is make it so if you kill someone that found a LEDX or something, say, super juicy, you get it now. And now you get that, you know, heart adrenaline pumping, thinking, oh, I have to get over raid right now. I have to get over raid. But some people aren't really for this idea. But for this event that I want to try, is we just try it out. Why not? We did try this out in a pre-wipe event, I'd say 3 or 4 wipes ago, and it didn't really, I think, have any effect on the community, because it was pre-wipe events. Who cares? No one really cared about money. No one cared about looking for loot. They were just PvP hunting with T7s and going nuts. So for this event, I want us to try this out. I don't know what the lore is going to be. I don't know anything. All I know is this is something some of the community wants, and this is something some of the community doesn't want, but we really haven't given it a good shot yet. So let's try it out for over a weekend or over a week and just see how, you know, everything lays, how the cards get laid down. If everyone hates it, okay, great. At least we tried it out. I wanted to try it for a full wipe, but this is the next best thing. Let's try it for, you know, a weekend or a week. That's all I'm saying. Let's just try it. So my last idea is definitely something that everyone's going to hate. It's definitely my weakest idea, but I just thought it would be a gong show and it would be a lot of fun. This one's called map roulette. Okay, hear me out. You don't get to choose what map you're going to play on, so you kind of have to bring some keys for every single map. Kind of, you just have to like figure out, you know, that there's chances to land on any map, so bring the main keys for every map pretty much. But what would happen is with this map roulette thing, the loot would be upped significantly. So because of this, we'd have to do it near the end of wipe because there would be a ton more loot everywhere. But I just thought it would be a goofy idea. And again, it's going to make everyone super pissed. But you know what? You're incentivizing it by saying, hey, there's a lot more loot on every map. So, hey, the bad is with the, I don't know. This is a bad idea. I shouldn't even said this one because I know you guys are going to get really mad, but I don't know. Map roulette. There we go. $1 million idea. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. It really does mean a lot. I would love to know your ideas. If you have some event ideas, put them down below in the comments. I'm always interested in hearing these ideas because I think events are something unique Tarkov does, and it's something that we can use as a tool to try out different things. Remember, if you haven't yet, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and listen, I do stream 5 days a week on twitch.tv. That's where you saw all these clips from. So come by, say hello, and until next time, I'll talk to everyone later.